Well, as usual, I haven't posted for a while. Busy summer and I don't get to ride much, and a busy fall. So, next project. Time for a reverse light on my Kawasaki, or I should say my wife's Kawasaki. So, bought a 1-inch single row light bar, pretty bright. It is going to mount. It'll be hard for me to do this one-handed, but I'm going to put it right up here on here. It is not going to be in the way whatsoever, and then I'm going to wire it in, and I'm going to do my darndest to figure out, excuse the mess in here, got the outside clean but not the inside from the last time riding. I'm going to figure out how I did, if this unit is capable of me putting a switch in there like I had on my Commander. When you go into reverse, it's a contact switch. I've got a couple of them laying around, so I'm gonna take this console out and see if there's any way for me to put in a reverse switch, so I do not have to waste a dash switch. Anyway, and then I'll clean this mess up later on today. I'm going to take it home. It's been in storage since our last ride. I'm going to take it home and clean the inside out. All this is sand, is all it is. It's not filthy. It's just sand. Anyway, I'm going to see about that. I'll let you all know what I end up with and whether or not that I'm capable of doing it, and I'll show you how I did and the parts if I get lucky. All right, I centered everything up, punched my holes, and used my trusty nutsert kit again, my nutsert tool, so that I could have places to mount the bolts that came with it. These actually were 6mm bolts that came with it. I had 6mm nutserts. Just need to clean it up a little bit and bolt them down. I'm not into screws. They rattle off. Bolts screwing into there with a little Loctite tend to stay a little bit longer. So that's that. I couldn't take it all the way off because I'm going to have to put myself some kind of wiring adapter on there. I've got a ton of waterproofs at home. I'm going to probably do that later on, but not now. Anyway, so that's mounted. I'm going to finish it up, put it on, and then I'm going to start the wiring process and taking apart my console to see what I've got to work with as far as a switch goes. Well, YouTube update. I takes some time working from home at lunch here. I got another wild hair. I used to sell these full turn signal kits online, but it cost me too much to make them and do them, and I had a couple of the turn signal stalks left. So look what I've done. Now I need to paint everything there. What I did was I used some once you can go online to metal places and order pieces and tubes of metal with certain inner diameters and exterior diameters, and that's what I did. I used to sell these. I had a couple of them left, and I want to make this street legal now that Texas says you can, and you can get a license plate for them. So all these kits I used to sell that I don't sell anymore on eBay, I am putting in my turn signal stock. So that's the beginning of it, and it's so easy to wire in when you do turn signals on a stock like this. 3 simple wires. It's power going in, and then left and right power as well. So pretty simple to hook up, and yeah, it's a start. I've got most of it cleaned up now. She don't look so dirty anymore. I'm going to finish up putting in my Bluetooth controller. I decided that I'm going to keep the equalizer, but I'm not using the Bluetooth on the equalizer. I found that it's a pain in the butt when you want to switch channels or you want to turn up and down volume. You got to reach up here to your phone, which is great. By the way, this thing works great for tablets, phones, and everything. That was just a neat little deal. I bought a tablet holder, and then I bought, you know, a typical, I think that's a 2-inch or 1.5-inch pipe clamp, and rigged it up. And that thing works great. You can just boom, stick your phone up real quick, push it up, let go of it, and preset it for your phone. You can get your phone in and out real quick, or your tablet. So that's what I'm doing there. I'm going to be finishing up my wiring this evening on that. But I'm starting my turn signals. I will let you know what I decide for front turn signals yet and rear turn signals. I do not like, I've got a ton of them that I was going to sell on eBay. I've got a ton of turn signals, the round ones and what have you. I just don't like those cheap looking things. But if it makes it street legal, you know, I may put them like maybe right down here, a couple of them here, wire them in sequence. And yeah, that's probably where I'll end up putting them if I can't find anything else. I still have a couple options up my sleeve for rear turn signals, and we'll see what I come up with. I'm going to explore these lights. In the past, I think I only have 1 or 2 left on eBay. I took my X3 lights and produced a secondary light bulb set so that you didn't have to buy those expensive $400 kits to make the rears work, and I still have 1 or 2 of those left on eBay. So I'm going to explore that before I go in and add the stupid little extras. I would love to have that just be a turn signal, and there may be a way to do that. So yeah, that's what I'm up to right now, and I'll keep you all abreast of it. Well, it's raining outside today. I wish I could be doing more outside on my rides, but I'm not. So I'm taking the opportunity to finish up my wiring indoors. And I know I got a mess everywhere here. I've got everything wired up and ready to go here for my Bluetooth unit. I have my stalk that I'm wiring up right now to my turn signal relay. That's almost all ready to go. I have been putting together 2 sets of wires, 1 set to go to the front turn signals, in the back I'll be using the ground of the vehicle, so I only need to run 1 wire to each turn signal up front and out back. And I'm just working away. I should have everything, at least wire completed this afternoon. And again, what a nasty day today. And then I'll show you all the actual lenses I'm going to be using for turn signals. I've got some coming in on Amazon overnight. They should be here sometime today. I think they're going to work out really good. The rears I already had. They're going to work out perfect. Where I'm going to place them, I may have showed that earlier on in this video. It's been a long couple of days, and I'll keep you in the loop. Oh, and by the way, for those of you who don't use wireless connectors, crimping tools, things like that, let me tell you, you can get the singles, the doubles, and what have you. I'm using these as singles at this point. I've got a ton of other ones to show you. I've got waterproof connectors, things like that. So don't let items like this scare you. Buy this tool. This is a IWS 1424B. Notice it has different crimping areas. So what you've got is the rounded ones without the little crimps. The rounded side is what you want to put on the back side of this for the most part. The crimp side is what will crimp it down. But see that little V crimp in there? That's the side that you want to be in the crimp side. I hope I'm showing you this decently. I've got this light going on in here with poor visibility today. But this type of tool, watch the videos on it. Start using crimped connectors where you need to be able to pull that connection free. I'm going to be putting these on my speaker wires out back as well. And then what I'm going to be doing is shrink tubing, put a piece of shrink tube over here so that it's totally sealed. And then so when they go together, 90% of the water is going to be sealed away. So anyway, great tool to have. Tools like these are great. Here's a crimper tool I use when you want to crimp typical crimp connections. Here's another one as well. Same type of thing where you need to crimp different connectors. Have that as well. So I have bought these over the years along with this pair of pliers here, these Aries. These are great wire cutters and strippers and crimpers down in here. So great pair to have as well when you're doing wiring. Well, the wiring continues, and look at this hot mess back here that I got to clean up. But one of the things I'm finding out, if y'all can see that down there, is the more add-ons you add to these posts, the crazier it gets and the messier it gets. And then when you try to remove something to work on it, you got to undo that. Look how many are on there. So here's what I've done. Here's what I have created. So I've made some pigtails. So I can do 6, 3 on one, 3 on another. All I did was take some 16 gauge wire and use some single poles, and now I can just unhook and hook. I did the same thing with the grounds, and that should make it a lot easier and clean that area up, and also let me hook and unhook any of my items I've got hooked up. If anyone's wondering where to mount a horn on a KRX, take a look where I mounted it. So I sell these online. They're pretty loud, and I just took the center bolt, drilled a hole. This is a nice big cavity in here, and it's up at the top, and you could probably maybe see it if it's not for the sun there, and mounted that. Also mounted my rock light, one of my rock lights, dead center in there as well. So the cavity itself is big, and all that's tucked up in there. And this is all safe underneath here, and I may still mount that down with a clamp down unit. I've run my wiring across. There's one of my front lights, there's my other. I'm busy finishing. A lot of people say, ooh, those could be broken off. So what? They're $8 a piece, and it will take me all of about 5 minutes to replace it. So that's the look I was going for, and that's the look that I ended up with. All right, I am finished for these projects. So what did I accomplish? Let's start off with, let's turn it on. Reverse light, not too bright. Perfect. We have, if I'm going to put the rock lights in, wired in. Stereo's done. I see the Bluetooth control unit, and let me tell you, wow, I do not have to turn this up very far at all. I'm glad I added that unit that I had laying around, Bluetooth unit. I still have my Rockford equipment up in there, and my Rockville, I should say Rockville Audio and Rockford Fosgate amps. So what else? Take a good look at that. Notice something different? Turn signal. Let's take a look. Left turn. So that's your left turn. Let's take a look from behind. Left turn. Up out of the way. Kind of looks like it should have been there. Horn. Push to talk. Oh, So to save space, I still have to buy new rockers. They're on order and they're coming in to say what I want them to say in green. But here's my washer, and there used to be a switch next to it. I mean, wiper. There was a washer button there. Well, I've just relocated the washer button up here. Easy enough. 15-minute fix. So now I have a washer button, and I put it on the left, and in case I have to do any other type button, it'll even out. I'm going to put another button over there for grins to even it out probably, and also to use it for something, maybe separate push to talk for the right hand side and get rid of that one out there. Hey, I kind of like that idea. I thought of it on the fly, so that's what I'm going to do. Right turn signal. Hard to see with all the sun in the way, but she's working. What else did I do? You know what? I think that's got it at this point. Not sure what's next on the menu, but I'm sure I'll think of something. I've got to work on my X3. All of a sudden, I went to put it on the trailer. It's in limp mode. Go figure. Hopefully it's just a spark plug. I'll work on that probably next weekend. Didn't get a chance to ride, but I sure did get a chance to do some work on the Kawasaki. Hope you enjoyed this. By the way, the wiring wasn't so bad at all. I ran single wires for each side. At the back, if you can see, I just put the single wire connectors on, and also a wire connector into the back of the bulbs in the back. So if I need to replace them, I have extra ones here. I was going to sell them on eBay a couple of years ago. Now I have a use for them. Those break, I'll just replace it in 10 minutes flat. Anyway, that's the scoop, folks. Oh, finished my latches. So now I have a latch that you can now put a little lock on or something to keep them latched. But I really like this because now you can adjust the tension on the lid and make it as tight as you need or as loose as you need, depending on the situation and how much insulation, or I should say sealer, you got around the lid. So all my losses are your gains, because look at all the mess I've done on this box. Of course, it'll be covered up by my rear box anyway, but still, these are the most, probably the smartest moves to make. I will put a I'll put a link in the video to these, because literally when you rivet these in, they take 3 rivets down here. These aren't going anywhere. I mean, they're solid as a rock, and when you feel them, you'll know what I'm talking about. And then again, you can put little locks on them, or even just little clip hooks so that they don't pop open. But once they're down, they're down. Anyway, those should be a must for anybody's box, and you can get them for like 10-12 bucks for 6 of them. Thanks again, folks. If you like the videos and you like what I do, just like and subscribe and share. Thanks again. Take care.